Surat Al-Maa'idah, meaning the table spread, is the fifth chapter of the Holy Quran. This chapter is not just a collection of verses but a profound source of wisdom and guidance for Muslims around the world. It encapsulates the essence of divine instructions and the moral framework that governs the life of a believer. It is a rich and multifaceted surah, revealed in Medina during the later years of Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, life. Medina, a city that became the cradle of Islamic civilization, witnessed the unfolding of many significant events that are reflected in the verses of this surah. This period was marked by significant events that shaped the nascent Muslim community. The challenges faced by the early Muslims, their interactions with different tribes and communities, and the establishment of a cohesive social order are all mirrored in the teachings of Surat Al-Maa'idah. Surat Al-Maa'idah serves as a divine response to these events, offering guidance, clarification, and profound lessons for all times. It addresses the complexities of human relationships, the importance of justice, and the need for unity among believers. Its verses address a wide range of topics, from social interactions and dietary laws to matters of faith and covenant. The surah provides detailed instructions on what is permissible and what is forbidden, ensuring that the community adheres to a lifestyle that is pleasing to Allah. The surah derives its name from the story of Prophet Isa, Jesus, where he, peace be upon him, asks Allah for a table spread with food from heaven. This story is not just a miraculous event but a testament to the power of faith and the mercy of Allah. This miraculous event, narrated within the surah, signifies the blessings and favors bestowed by Allah upon His righteous servants. It serves as a reminder that divine sustenance is always available to those who have unwavering faith and trust in Allah's wisdom. It also serves as a reminder of the importance of faith and trust in the divine decree. The story of the table spread is a powerful illustration of how Allah responds to the prayers of His prophets and the faithful. Surat Al-Maa'idah holds immense significance for Muslims. It is a chapter that not only provides legal and ethical guidelines but also inspires spiritual growth and a deeper connection with Allah. It provides essential guidelines for righteous living and emphasizes the importance of following divine commandments. The surah encourages believers to uphold their covenants with Allah and to live in a manner that reflects their commitment to their faith. By understanding the context and messages within this surah, we can gain valuable insights into Islamic teachings and strive to live more fulfilling and God-conscious lives. The lessons embedded in Surat Al-Maa'idah are timeless, offering guidance that is relevant to every generation. The surah's revelation was prompted by specific historical events that unfolded during the Prophet's time in Medina. These events include treaties, conflicts, and the establishment of a just society, all of which are addressed within the surah's verses. By understanding these events, we can better appreciate the relevance and timeless wisdom embedded within the verses of Surat Al-Maa'idah. The surah not only reflects the historical context of its revelation, but also provides enduring lessons that continue to guide and inspire Muslims today. The teachings of Surat Al-Maa'idah encourage believers to engage in acts of charity, to foster community spirit, and to uphold justice in all aspects of life. It is a call to live with integrity, compassion, and a deep sense of responsibility towards others. As we reflect on the verses of this surah, we are reminded of the beauty and depth of Islamic teachings. Surat Al-Maa'idah is a beacon of light, guiding us towards a path of righteousness and spiritual fulfillment. In conclusion, Surat Al-Maa'idah is not just a chapter of the Quran. It is a comprehensive guide to living a life that is in harmony with divine will. Its teachings are a source of wisdom, inspiration, and solace for all who seek to understand and follow the path of Islam. May we all strive to embody the principles and values taught in this surah, and may it continue to illuminate our hearts and minds with its timeless wisdom. One of the significant events in the early history of Islam preceding the revelation of Surat Al-Maa'idah, a chapter in the Quran that holds profound lessons for the Muslim community, was the Treaty of Hudaybiyyah. This treaty marked a pivotal moment in Islamic history. This treaty was signed between the Muslims and the Quraysh tribe of Mecca in the 6th year after the Hijrah, the migration to Medina. The Hijrah itself was a significant event, symbolizing the transition from persecution to the establishment of a Muslim community. At that time, the Muslims, intending to perform the pilgrimage, were prevented from entering Mecca by the Quraysh. The Quraysh, wary of the growing influence of Islam, sought to maintain their control over the city and its religious significance. The resulting treaty, although seemingly unfavorable to the Muslims at first glance, was a testament to the Prophet's, peace be upon him, wisdom and commitment to peace. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, demonstrated remarkable foresight and patience, understanding that true strength lies in strategic patience and diplomacy. It stipulated a 10-year truce, allowing Muslims to perform the pilgrimage the following year. This clause was particularly significant as it ensured that the Muslims would have the opportunity to fulfill their religious obligations without fear of conflict. Certain clauses of the treaty were perceived as concessions by some Muslims, testing their faith and obedience to the Prophet. The treaty included terms that seemed to favor the Quraysh, such as the return of any Meccan who fled to Medina without the permission of their guardian. Surat Al-Maa'idah addresses this test of faith, reminding believers of the importance of fulfilling covenants, even when they appear challenging. The surah emphasizes the sanctity of agreements and the moral imperative to uphold them, reflecting the broader Islamic principles of justice and integrity. The surah emphasizes that true victory lies in piety and righteousness, not necessarily in worldly gains. It calls upon Muslims to prioritize their spiritual and ethical duties over immediate material success, reinforcing the idea that divine support is granted to those who remain steadfast in their faith. This message resonates deeply with the events of Hudaybiyyah, highlighting the profound wisdom behind the Prophet's acceptance of the treaty. The Prophet's decision to agree to the terms of the treaty, despite initial reservations, showcased his deep understanding of the long-term benefits for the Muslim community. Despite the initial doubts, the Treaty of Hudaybiyyah proved to be a strategic victory for the Muslims. It allowed for a period of peace and stability, during which the message of Islam could be spread more effectively, and the Muslim community could strengthen its foundations. It paved the way for a period of peace, allowing Islam to spread further and strengthening the Muslim community. The treaty's impact was far-reaching, facilitating the growth of Islam beyond the Arabian Peninsula and fostering a sense of unity and purpose among the believers. The revelation of Surat Al-Maa'idah during this time provided divine affirmation of the Prophet's decisions and offered comfort and guidance to the believers. The surah served as a reminder of the importance of trust in divine wisdom and the necessity of patience and perseverance in the face of trials. Another significant event that influenced the revelation of Surat Al-Maa'idah was the arrival of a Christian delegation from Najran. This delegation engaged in theological debates with the Prophet, peace be upon him, focusing on the divinity of Jesus. The discussions, documented in the verses of Surat Al-Maa'idah, provide profound insights into Islamic theology and the nature of prophethood. The surah emphasizes the oneness of God and clarifies that Jesus, while a revered prophet, was not divine. These verses highlight the importance of respectful dialogue and seeking common ground. Despite theological differences, the Quran encourages engagement based on knowledge, wisdom, and mutual respect. The encounter with the Najran delegation exemplifies the Islamic approach to interfaith relations. It emphasizes the importance of engaging in dialogue with understanding and respect, seeking to clarify misunderstandings and promoting peaceful coexistence. The verses revealed in response to these debates continue to guide Muslims in navigating interfaith relations today. As the Muslim community grew in strength and influence, it began to attract attention from various quarters. The early Muslims, united in their faith and purpose, were seen as a formidable force. Their growing numbers and the message of Islam, which emphasized justice, equality, and monotheism, started to challenge the existing social and political structures. Consequently, it faced opposition from various quarters. These opposing groups included those who felt threatened by the new social order that Islam was establishing. They were not just external enemies but also internal adversaries who pretended to be allies. One such instance addressed in Surat Al-Maa'idah is particularly significant. This surah, which is the 5th chapter of the Quran, provides guidance on various aspects of life, including justice, morality, and the importance of upholding the truth. It recounts a plot to assassinate the Prophet, peace be upon him. This was not just an ordinary plot, it was a calculated attempt to eliminate the leader of the Muslim community, and thereby weaken the entire movement. This plot, orchestrated by hypocrites who outwardly professed Islam but harbored ill intentions, was a grave threat. These individuals, known as the Munafiqun, were a constant source of internal strife. They pretended to be part of the Muslim community while secretly working against it. Their aim was to destabilize the Muslim community from within. By sowing seeds of discord and mistrust, they hoped to create chaos and weaken the unity that was the strength of the early Muslims. The surah exposes the hypocrisy and treachery of those involved in the assassination attempt. It reveals their true intentions and warns the believers to be cautious of such deceitful individuals. It details how their plan was foiled by divine intervention. Allah, in His infinite wisdom and mercy, protected the Prophet, peace be upon him, from harm. This divine protection was a clear sign of the special status of the Prophet and the divine support for the Muslim community. This reaffirmed the protection and guidance bestowed upon the Prophet, peace be upon him, by Allah. It was a powerful reminder to the believers that no matter how elaborate the schemes of their enemies, Allah's plan is always superior. These verses serve as a reminder that those who plot and scheme against the truth will ultimately be exposed and held accountable for their actions. The hypocrites who plotted against the Prophet were not only exposed but also faced the consequences of their treachery. This incident highlights the challenges faced by the early Muslim community. They were not only dealing with external threats from their enemies but also had to be vigilant against internal threats from within their own ranks. It underscores the importance of remaining vigilant against internal and external threats. The early Muslims had to be constantly on guard, aware that their enemies could be both visible and hidden. It also emphasizes the significance of sincerity and faith. True believers are those who are sincere in their devotion to Allah and His Messenger. Their faith is not just a facade but a deep, genuine commitment. The dangers of hypocrisy are starkly highlighted. Hypocrites, with their deceitful ways, pose a significant threat to the unity and strength of the community. Their actions can lead to mistrust and division. The verses revealed in response to this event provide timeless lessons about the importance of vigilance, trust in Allah's protection, and the consequences of deceit. They remind the believers to place their trust in Allah, who is the ultimate protector and guide. The consequences of deceit are severe. Those who engage in treachery and hypocrisy will ultimately face divine justice. Their actions will be exposed, and they will be held accountable for their deeds, both in this world and the hereafter.